there's one. There's a good fish too. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. That'll be a largemouth probably. Easy does it, easy does it. I got a small hook in that, but he might have swallowed it, who knows? He definitely wanted it. Oh yeah, he took it. He took it. Look at that fish, folks. Look at that fish. Oh, he took it. Oh yeah! Beautiful largemouth bass hitting my little wacky Cinco. There we go, got it. That little dude comes in handy, let me tell you, to get down in there where you don't hurt them. Look at that beautiful fish, folks. Beautiful largemouth bass. To start the day with, we just got here at one of my all-time favorite lakes here in the beautiful White Mountains. Let's let her go. Pregnant fish too, look at that. Doing one of my favorite things in the springtime. This is a good example of showing you that you can go just about anywhere and catch fish on this technique. And right now I just picked up, I'm at the dam area right here, but I just picked up the wacky Cinco. And what a blast it is to come out here and do something like that early in the spring. Water temperature about 57, 58 degrees. Fish are gonna just now start moving up. This lake is a lot of fun. You can actually get out of the wind in this lake, you know, if the wind starts creeping up a little bit, but we're out here, beautiful morning, springtime weather. You almost have to double shirt yourself early in the morning here in the beautiful White Mountains. I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun. There's not a soul on the lake. And one of the things I love about the beautiful White Mountains is you get that cool air throughout the day. It gets a little warm throughout the day, you know, as we get up going into May. You know, we're at the end of April, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's largemouth bass, there's smallmouth bass in this lake. We have a lot of fun on this lake. Been fishing it since I was a kid. Every so often, I got to get on this lake and come back out, and I've won a lot of tournaments on this lake, you know, little bass club tournaments and stuff like that. So it's kind of where I cut my teeth a little bit here in the White Mountains, was this lake right here. This lake has been around a long time, and let me tell you something. When my dad was a young man, he grew up here as well, and this was just a little river. He used to come back here and hunt when he was a kid, and they've turned it into a lake, and since they've done that, the bass have really flourished in here, and the smallmouth are really nice. We're gonna see if we can't catch them up today. I've got a bunch of different rods on the deck, some for smallmouth, some for largemouth, but you know, we're just gonna go down through here, see what we can't find. Now remember, the fish are kind of sluggish right now, and so they're just kind of moving up. They're gonna start looking for places to make beds and things like that. So they'll start gradually moving up into the shallows. But this yet is another White Mountain lake where you just use your trolling motor all day, and you can make laps around this lake, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. Another pressured lake though, you know, you get a lot of bass boats on it and stuff. It can be pressured. The one thing about the White Mountain lakes versus any other lake there is, like I said, we don't have shad in these lakes. They eat crawdads, bluegills, trout, and so frogs. So you got to keep that in mind, that you're not going to see a lot of chasers out there. The other thing is that, you know, you get those 5 bites a day on these lakes, you're doing great. You know, it's a great day on the water if you can get those 5 bites. We've been out here 5 minutes. I caught my first fish, and so I know that I have to slow down a little bit, but it doesn't come with a little bit of fun. We can try some chatterbaits if the wind kicks up just a little bit. I got my jerk bait out. If we have to drop shot, we can do that too. I don't know if we'll really have to do that with doing this technique. This is a lot of fun to do. There's 2 types of Cinco techniques I love on this body of water, and it's because we have a lot of weeds. So I'll hook up what they call a weedless rig, okay? I don't know what I did with it, but anyways, I'll take a rig like this, there it is, and I'll take a little 4-inch Cinco and just rig it up weedless with a little 2/0 wide gap hook. Okay, and that's to throw up in the pockets of the weeds, in the shallows, okay? And then, if I'm in the open water around the rocks like I am here, and I've got a little bit of open water, that's when I'll go to that wacky Cinco rig. And we're throwing a 5-inch, and we'll just wacky Cinco that thing. And I'll tell you what, the fish love it. And This is like candy to them on these lakes. It's a lot of fun to do, but we're here at Fool's Hollow Lake. Stick with us. We're gonna have a lot of fun on this lake hopefully today and catch you some big fish, largemouth or smallmouth, and we might even catch a pike. There's some big pike in here, but we'll see what we can't do today. Got it. Got it. Folks, we got our first white mountain bedfish. Come on, baby. All right, come on. Come on. Oh, yeah, look at that. Boy, look how that mouth is all tore up. That bass has been here a while fighting. Look at that. See you, buddy. I'll tell you what, we're going down through here and you can see the lake is like glass. We got enough visibility going down through here to see what the fish are doing. The water temperature, remember I said this, I always say this about the White Mountain lakes, they're a little bit smaller. So when the sun comes up, the water temperature starts rising pretty quick. I mean, it'll move up a couple of degrees real quick. So they get up and roam, but there's a few. Not a lot. We've seen a few small ones, but a few bedfish starting to move up, which tells me the fish are moving shallow. So we've got all this we can work. But now what comes into play is when you're fishing down the bank, you want to be able to see what's going on. So we're gonna parallel the bank with, say, a Cinco, something like that, and look and see if we can find these fish. Now I caught that fish on the Arizona Custom Baits Craw, and I had them do this one for me specially. I want you to see this, those little flappers right there. And what I really love about this bait is when you let it fall and it drops in the bed, or you know, these flappers just really, you can sit there and just barely twitch the bait, and those little flappers will just really move some water right there. And that's what really intrigues the bass. Now, if you have regular pinchers on there that don't have the flappers, and the reason why I like the flappers over just something that looks real is because I really want it to sit, I want to keep that bait sitting there and make it twitch a little bit and make those little flappers just kind of wave a little bit. If I have the regular two pinchers, you kind of hit it, but you can't make them quiver like you can make this quiver. That's the difference in that Arizona Custom Baits. You need one of those. Can you see that? Oh, I got it. Did you see that fish? Did you see that? A swim bait fish? Look at that. I threw it right up there on the bed. I was trying to catch that female. Mel couldn't stand it. Now that's the one, that dude came back and nailed it. Came back and nailed it. I'm just trying to get that female fired up. She's right there. Just whacked it. How much fun is that? Sometimes you throw something real threatening in there, and boy, I'll tell you what, they do not like it. Now, if I can get her to fire up on it, that's the one I want to catch. Oh, she went after it. I got her in the side of the face. She went after it. Oh, God. What the heck? Look at that monster fish. Doggone it. Let it sit there. She swiped at it and turned around and must have caught the hook. Now this here, unfortunately in a tournament, would not be a legal fish, folks, because it's not hooked in the mouth. That's the only problem with the treble hooks that I don't like. But boy, that big old female swiped at that. Look at that. See if I can get her up. Oh my goodness, look at that. She took a swipe. The hook came out, well, part of it. She went up there, and what they do is go up there and they'll take one of the reasons, that's another reason you might want to use like a soft plastic type swim bait. I love that BBZ for finding them and searching them, but I could throw it up in there. Look at that fish. Beautiful fish. But let me tell you something. That's a Fool's Hollow Lake bass, man. Look at that. We'll let her go. But what? That was the male and the female. What ends up happening is this bait will sit down there, and I let it sit there. It was on top of a flat rock where we caught that other bass, and that female was running around. But it sits there, and you see you have the trebles here, and I could drag it across that rock a little bit, but they come up and they swipe at it. They go boom, they swipe at it, and it must have flipped the hooks up or something and caught them. Hence the reason a lot of times when I am sight fishing in a tournament, I won't even use treble hooks like this because you gotta hook them inside the mouth. So a lot of times I'll take a bait that might look about the same size, a soft plastic with a big old meaty hook in it, and just wait for them to eat it. Eventually, when they keep going up there and slapping at it, they're going to eat it. They're getting tired of it. But this one just happened to get the side of the face, but oh, that was awesome. Got it. There's a fish. Oh, a good one. Oh, it's a smallmouth. We got us a smallmouth on a Cinco bass, a little Cinco bass, folks. Look at that. There we go. Come on. That's the thing I love about this lake right here, folks. Look at that beautiful bronze back fish right there. Beautiful smallmouth bass on a Cinco, little 4-inch Cinco. All right, come on, buddy. Ah! Yes. Ah. Look at that beautiful smallmouth bass right there, huh? Fool Hollow Lake. Oh my goodness. We'll let it go. You know, you get around some of these rocks and these rock points come out. And like I said, as I'm looking, I'm gonna parallel the bank, but I'm gonna throw out in front of the weed line. There's a weed line there and big boulders. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw out on those. And these fish are wearing me out today. It's awesome. This is actually a good day on Fool's Hollow. Yeah, those smallmouth love the rocks. So anytime I find this chunk rock bank like this and know the rocks are coming way out, what I'm doing is I can see the weed line. I'm just taking this, just in case I throw in the weeds, I like to have weedless. So that's why I'm throwing this particular bait, is because I want to be weedless. Now, if I'm throwing in an area like we were at the dam where there's no weeds, then I'm gonna pick up my wacky Cinco. Oh, I don't know if I got the hook set on him good, but I got him. Little smallmouth. I watched my line taking off. He was running with it now. Get out on these points where the rocks are, folks, and I'll tell you what, you get some smallmouth. Come on in here, buddy. Good healthy bass. Come on, there we go. Hooked him right where I wanted to, right in the top of the mouth. Boy, I'll watch that line taking off. And what's so funny is it's so subtle too. You'll watch you gotta get used to it. People ask me, well, how do you tell? You know what? You gotta be a line watcher for this Cinco fishing because it's weightless. You can't have your line tight, because if you have your line tight, the bait will just kind of come right back towards you. For it to fall where you threw it, you gotta put slack on the line. But you have to be a line watcher. And what you do is you start learning, your line goes out at a certain pace with a certain weight of the bait. And as it's falling, your line's kind of going out real slow. If it picks up any speed, if it twitches or anything like that, that's a bass. Hey folks, for my tip of the week, one thing that's really important about fishing a small lake like this, for me anyways, and I'm pretty successful at it, is you know, a lot of guys will throw out that Cinco like we're throwing today, and they'll drag it all the way back to the boat. And in this lake, you can do that and catch fish doing that. But if you want to cover a lot of water, you can still cover a lot of water with this weightless Cinco. But you pinpoint areas, throw out to them, like say a rock or a little piece of bare spot that you see away from the weeds, or a pocket of the weeds. Hit it in there, let it fall, pick it up a little bit maybe, drag it just a second, and then reel it up and toss it out to the next spot. You'll cover a lot more water a lot quicker, And I've had to learn how to do that with fishing little bass tournaments and stuff because I want to cover as much water as I can. I've been very successful at doing that. So covering the water is very important. And so if you can actually take these instead of working them all the way back, throw them out, let them fall down. If you don't get bit, drag it just a little bit. If nothing's there, reel up, make the next cast. And just keep going like that. And I'll tell you what, you'll catch a lot of fish doing that, and you'll be able to pinpoint the areas of where they're hanging out at, especially the rocks or the pockets of the weeds, and you'll catch a lot more fish. So try that instead of working it all the way back to the boat. Otherwise you'll be all day working one bait in. And I'll tell you, a lot of these fish are shallow and they hang around that cover. So you don't have to work it all the way back to the boat, and you'll catch a lot more fish, covering a lot more water before everybody else gets to it. Oh, there's a good smallmouth right there in that bare spot. That's a good smallie, folks. A nice one. Come on. Come on. That is so much fun. Look at the size of that smallie. That's a nice looking smallmouth right there. Oh, he spit my bait out too. It's okay, we got you hooked right there where we're supposed to. One more jump. All right, you're good, you're good. I got you. Whew. Yeah. A little bit nicer smallmouth right there. Look at that. Look at the colors of that fish. So beautiful. They're really chunky. They look like little footballs here. Little Fool Hollow Lake bass. Love it. The Cinco bass. It is so much fun. You know, you'll go through, you'll see the grass line. Then you'll see a light bare spot just, you know, coming out a point or something where the grass didn't grow, and they seem to be right in there. Toss right in there and get them. That's fun. That is so much fun. I'm gonna tell you, this lake sure has a lot to offer. Right now, with it being low, it's a little easier to see the big flat rocks on top of the surface and it being clear, but I'm gonna tell you, when you do come out here, you gotta be careful when you're boating, because you'll roll up over a big rock or something, and you just gotta be careful out here. You don't scratch your boat up or something. Well, there you have it. We've made one lap around the lake today. I would consider it a successful day on the water here at Fool Hollow Lake. Love this lake. Wind's starting to kick a little bit. If I was to stay out, I'd definitely be picking up the spinnerbait a little bit and going down the bank. But I'll tell you what, it's a fun lake. We had a lot of fun. It's lunchtime. It's time to head on in for me and get something to eat. But thanks for joining us on the show. Get up here to the White Mountains. It's a beautiful area. And again, if you get up this far, you better stop by the picnic basket and come see us up there in Pine Top. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. I'm Johnny Johnson. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.